Sometimes you just have your moments where you just break down and cry, especially when you get really overwhelmed and at a place you shouldn't be crying, especially if it's a place like your work. Hi everybody, it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you didn't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes. And today in this video, it's been a while since I filmed a YouTube video. I haven't been here in 2 weeks, and I have a good explanation why. I have been taking a break, focusing on other things, and I do have some exciting news. I got a new puppy, so I'm going to insert a clip of him right now so you guys could meet him. So here's Humphrey. His name is Humphrey. Here we go.
Hi, Humphrey. Say hi to the YouTube community. Welcome to YouTube. Your audience is excited to meet you. Are you cute? You a good boy? Say bye. Bye.
So I have a couple videos I took of Humphrey on my break, and I'll have them posted as soon as I'm done with this video, because this is a video I want to get up, and I've been having it on my list for quite a while and I've been forgetting to tell it. So today's story is going to be a story time about how I broke down at work during a restaurant tour after being extremely overwhelmed. So this is a story just to let you guys know we all have our moments where we break down and cry. I know it's not good to break down and cry at work, but sometimes we just have those moments and we have to deal with them. And the best you can do is usually just suck it up and then continue working. But sometimes if you need a break, it's just good to advocate for yourself. So I'm going to get started, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. So this all began about 6 years ago. I was at my job I had at the time. I was working as a floater at a local coffee shop, and it was a crazy busy day because my city was hosting a thing called a restaurant tour. So a restaurant tour is a competition when restaurants compete against each other and they try to get this plaque that says best restaurant ever or whatever. I don't remember what it's supposed to say. So anyway, so it was a crazy busy day. We had customers in the front of the coffee shop, customers in the bar, customers outside the front of the coffee shop, and customers outside the bar. So my coworkers were grabbing platter foods, rushing, and passing dishes to me, having me wash every single dish they had in their thing, and they kind of were rushing me, but they were being super nice about it. They were like, Mena, I need you to hurry up. We need this, we need that, we need this, we need that. And I was doing my best, and I was trying to get all like the wine glass dishes done, and I hadn't even had any chance to do all the food dishes. And they were like, I need more champagne glass dishes, I need more champagne wine glass dishes, I need this, I need that. And they were all rushing me, but they were all being so incredibly nice about it. And it was just getting a little bit hectic, and they were like rushing me to do it, and it kind of sort of made me feel like I was not doing a very good job. But anyway, it just happens. I mean, sometimes it gets very hard when you're rushing. So I kept rushing, I kept trying my best to get everything perfectly cleaned, go as fast as I can, and then wash everything. And then I was getting really overwhelmed because everybody was rushing me. So maybe like 3 or 4 hours into my shift, my boss says something. I think he was kind of trying to joke around with me. I suddenly start to cry. My mom and her friend are in the restaurant, and they notice this because they stopped in to check on me, and they're like, what's wrong? I'm like, I feel like I'm doing such a horrible job. I'm rushed. I can't do this, yada, 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 yada. And I was like crying and everything, and my boss was like feeling so bad. He was like, oh, I'm sorry, Mena, I was only kidding. getting around with you, blah, 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 blah. And he knows I have a sense of humor and stuff. And I told him, no, it's not you. Everyone else is rushing me and yada, yada, yada. And so my mom asked my boss if it's okay if I could sit down. I was working a 6-hour shift that day. So he said, yeah, sure. You need to take a break. Please sit down for a half an hour and I'll count that as your break and yada, yada, yada. And I said, okay. So finally I go to our computer, type in that I'm taking a 30-minute break, because with our computer system at the coffee shop that I worked at, I'm not sure how it is now. I don't work there anymore, but when I worked there, we had like a little system where we could clock in our breaks and stuff like that, because it was easier to keep track of how many hours we worked. So I did that, and then I was able to sit down and relax and take a deep breath. And I started eating some food that my mom and her friend had bought me. So as I'm sitting down, my mom and her friend have a chat with me and tell me that I'm doing a good job and everything's just getting rushed because it's a competition, because we're timed on everything. Blah, 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 blah. And I didn't know that's how a restaurateur worked at the time. This was my first time ever working a restaurateur, so I just didn't expect to get so rushed. And I have been rushed before at work when it's crazily busy, but this was just out of control because we had people all over the restaurant, people over the front, bar, everywhere in the restaurant, and it was just crazy, and everybody was just passing me dishes that they needed washed. So my mom explains to me how I'm still doing a good job. It's just they're rushing because it's a competition and yada, yada, yada. So, and my boss said I was doing a really good job too. And he said, we're sorry. I hope I didn't hurt your feelings. I'm like, no, you're fine. And he was so nice about it. And he was like going, you're doing a really good job, yada, yada, yada. And everybody was like, you're an amazing worker, yada, yada, yada. And he was just making me feel better, which made me feel a lot better. So after 30 minutes go by and I've had like a chance to sit down and eat, I finally like calm down. I go back into the kitchen. My friend checks on me and she goes, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm sorry I cried like that, yada, yada, yada. She goes, oh no, it's okay, blah, blah, blah. And my friend was so incredibly comforting and sweet. And she was like, you're doing an amazing job. It's just, this is your first competition. And so you're not used to being rushed this much. And she was really nice about it. So I continue to work, and once my break is over, I continue to work and wash all the dishes, and I feel so much better now that it's not as rushed and everything looks like it's going very well, and I keep going, and everybody keeps making me feel better by saying I'm doing a good job and I'm doing really well, because at that point it just started to slow down, which is really good for me because I was just getting overwhelmed with all. So the moral of the story is sometimes we just have our moments where we break down and cry at work, and sometimes we just have to advocate for ourselves to take a break for like how many ever minutes we get for a break, depending on how many hours we're working, excuse me. And it's just good to advocate for yourself and use your words to tell your coworkers or your boss that you're overwhelmed and you feel rushed and yada, yada, yada. They're not yada. I mean, restaurants get very, very busy, and it gets kind of crazy, and it gets so overwhelming when you have to rush everything. But you just have to remember if you need a break, advocate, take your break, eat something, take a deep breath, and just relax. And that's the best you can do to calm yourself down if you're overwhelmed. So that was my overwhelming restaurant tour story. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes, and I'll see you in the video soon. Bye.